So, something I want to address that's come up for me when I'm working with a group and I want my participants to have the experience of being seen. Because I'll start out by saying most of us, almost everyone, is underseen and underheard. We are hungry for attention for many reasons, often from childhood on. We just don't get the attention, the reflection, the attunement that our system really needs so that we can see ourselves and become more ourselves. So we're kind of looking, a lot of people are looking for that and really, are hungry for that. So we learn really early as infants that we get that from a caregiver. We get that kind of attention, and then we begin to see ourselves. And ideally, we don't live our whole life believing that, in order to get attention, to have it, to feel it, I need to get it from someone else or someone has to give it to me. Instead, we learn, we can give that to ourselves. That's something that we can get quiet and just receive. It's just everywhere. It's like inside of it. It's kind of who we are when we let go of trying to get it. And this is a sense of self-contentment, of self-acceptance, self-love. It might be a tricky place to find at first. It was for me. It took me many years and some sort of sleight of hand to first feel like, that's what love feels like. That's what it feels like when I am beaming love at me and not just trying to beam it at other people, so maybe they'll beam it back at me and maybe I'll feel loved. So, but basically, that's almost a generalization we can count on, is that people are going to really appreciate you seeing them being seen by you. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. And so that's what we want to offer. That offer of, can I give you my attention? Can I see you? Can I hold you, in unconditional love or appreciation? Or can I value you? Can I let you know you matter? And it just feels delightful. So as a facilitator, everyone that you're facilitating is going to need that first, because we really don't have the capacity to see someone else until we feel seen enough ourselves. And so your job as a facilitator is to learn to self-fill, self-see, hold space for yourself, fill up enough, because all of the people in your group are going to need to start by you seeing them. They aren't really mostly going to have the capacity to hold that other polarity at the beginning. So you hold that polarity, you give them the experience of being seen, of being mattering, of being appreciated. And once they lock it in, that gets reinforced, we reinforce it. But then next, because you have many people in the class and you can't be always one-on-one, only after a person has felt really seen and received can they start to hold the polarity of offering attention. Although that, like any generalization, has its other side. People who are caretakers, who are people pleasers, who meet other people's needs, and that's kind of their MO, they're going to probably want to support you and give you attention. So that's another twist. But so in some ways, to go with their system, you have to let them do that first. And then, sort of by sleight of hand, now that they've sort of satisfied that you can receive them, they'll be willing to receive you. So it really depends. It's individual. But so I'm talking in general, in kind of broad strokes and broad generalizations from my experience. So to sum that up, fill yourself up, be appreciative of your own self. You can't fake this. You have to do this. You have to spend time and focus to be in a state of being where you're now able to be generous with your own attention and just keep flowing it. It's flowing in, and you can flow it out, and it creates this flow. You don't run out. It's not like you flow out all this attention and then it's gone and you need to fill up through somebody else. So that's a really, really important piece to master. And so once you have your partner, your client, your participants able to experience your generous offer of attention and to receive it, then you can teach them how to offer it. And then you can pair people up, because now you have a class that can embody either polarity, and you can really refine which is this one, which is this one, how does it feel, what does it mean, what are you doing, what is happening over here when you're on the other polarity. And what's beautiful about what I have found in this dance is that with or without touch, it doesn't need touch, although touch is a great way, for a reason I'll describe in a bit, is that a tantric blending can happen where, with the clarity of what these polarities are, the two can blend, and you can be in both polarities at the same time with someone who's in both polarities at the same time. And you basically, there's like a non-duality that happens. There is an incredible sort of combined intelligence that dances, both of you. And I'm amazed when that happens. It happens kind of rarely at the level of intensity and breadth that I can hold, that I can observe. And when it does, I'm like, wow. Wow, like this is happening in a way that's humanly impossible to make happen. There is an allowing of it and a staying in this kind of focus, which is another practice in itself. And that, to me, is ultimate intimacy that is occurring. It's emergent. And I'll stop there for this piece.